welcome to another vlog. So first of all, I'm really enjoying the new office setup. The fact that I've actually got prints on my wall has made a huge difference. The desk being this way around, I actually sit on this desk more than I sit on the chair now, mainly because Gus steals my chair and he's too cute to move, so I just stay at the desk. Plus I have like a footstool underneath it which I stick my legs out on. So if you have the option of putting your desk in the middle of a room as opposed to against a wall, highly recommend. I also bought this yesterday from JYSK. Love that shop. They had some really cute Christmas bits because I wanted something to raise my laptop up high enough, basically. Like I bought this, let me just move the camera. I bought this from IKEA, which my initial plan was to put the screen on it, like the big screen that I had. However, I've since realised that screen's too big, but I really like this as like a storage thing. It changes the levels of the desk and it still gives me enough room. When it faces this way, it takes up too much room. I don't have enough space for like putting a notebook in front of me or whatever. So, and I saw this, and I'm pretty sure places like IKEA sell similar things. It was just really convenient, and obviously I've got a lot of room underneath to still work, can store my keyboard and stuff under there, and we're good to go. Just realised that I still have some tights wrapped up on here. I don't know where to store my tights, so I just sort of left them here for now. I need to like refigure that out, but I don't want to face the wardrobe. We've done that typical thing of we left it too long before we did like a load of washing, and now we've got a mountain to fold and put away. Like, it takes to at least 4 to 5 working days, if not more, to put folded washing actually in the wardrobe, but I think a lot of people have that issue. But yeah, so I thought I would show you a commission that I recently completed. It looks really nice. I'll sort of show you the process and like the changes that I made. I also have a little bit of a dilemma. So I designed some colouring books maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago now, and obviously ordered them and everything, and they've not arrived yet. And it is, I don't even know what date it is, it's like the end of November basically, and I don't have the colouring books, and that leaves me not much time to have the shop open. So I just, it's frustrating, but I'm trying, it's not a big deal. Obviously I'm worried that I'm gonna have spent loads of money on colouring books and just have them like, and they'll not sell, but it's something that's sort of out of my hands. So I think I'm probably gonna leave the shop update until at the very earliest January. Obviously January is like, people don't really buy things in January because it's just been Christmas, so that in itself is stressful. If there's any small shop owners watching this, any words of wisdom or anything you have for me, very much appreciated. I also like ordered a new weekly planner. I haven't shown you, I'll show you in a second. And again, I don't want to just release that because there's not really much to do. I've still not finalised the prints. Basically, I'm sort of dragging my heels on the shop thing, so I think I'm going to just take the pressure off. I've had a very busy year of moving house and sorting all that out. Life things have been happening, so it's not the end of the world if the shop doesn't open, because the shop is always, or has always been, a little like side hustle. It's not the main thing, and when it starts to become mature, then you know you've got to change something. So we're going to pause the shop update, which I'm sure everyone doesn't really care about, especially with like Black Friday and stuff. There's so many Black Friday deals, it's so hard to like not spend your entire life savings on things, but that's another story. But let me show how satisfying these planners look. So this is sort of like the main storage for my stock, and we're sort of getting organised. It's nice to have this desk when it's open, and then obviously all the stock's on here. Some of these have got their packaging already, and then obviously a lot of them haven't because we ran out, so I've ordered them. They're ready to go. But I actually really love how these have turned out. So this one is the new one. So it says sorting my life out. It's bright fun colours, and I've changed the layout of the spaces. So I don't know about you, I tend to work on a weekend sometimes, so I wanted to make Saturday and Sunday the same. When you look at it with this one, you'll see that I previously had a bigger to-do section. I had a next week section and then a Saturday and Sunday. Whereas I found that I don't really write an overall to-do list. I'll sort of like scribble it on a piece of paper and then split it for the week. So I thought we'd change the layout, see what people think about it, and you've still got this next week bit, so you can write for next week, or you could like write your notes in here. It's up to you. But yeah, so we've got a cool little collection coming together, and a lot of people ask me for a PG version because obviously this one is sweary, and there's a few people that follow me that are teachers, so obviously they can't really have a sweary planner on their desk. So hopefully this solves the issue for you guys. And yeah, I really like how I did the font on this too. It's got like a 3D almost effect to it. So there's that, and then I love that the label says that. Because what do you do? What else do I call it? That's literally what they are. That is literally what they're called. But it looks like I'm like hating on my own stuff. So then this is the original home life planner. Then these are the new ones. I've literally like, these just fit on the shelf. And then, to be fair, I need to keep one of these to myself because I want one. So it's obviously the same pattern, and it's just a PG version really, because I really like the layout of this. I use these a lot. I love that you can have the date in it and circle what day of the week it is, and obviously the tomorrow section. We've got work and life, so obviously the idea is try and balance things, have a work-life balance. Top 3 priorities, today's treat is always a fun one. Mine usually involves something to do with chocolate. But yeah, and I really like these planners. They're all 50 pages. So I know it's not ideal, and trust me, I've had many meltdowns about it, but I think we're gonna have to launch these towards the new year, just because that's how it's worked out, I guess. Yeah, I think coming to that realization was very daunting, and almost I felt like I'd let myself down, and I was like, I felt defeated. But in the grand scheme of things, there's so many things on offer at this time of year. It's impossible to decide who to support as a small business, like who on Etsy you're going to support or whatever. So I thought, rather than trying to compete with that oversaturated market and then beating myself up about it, I'm going to give myself some time to like really develop things and make sure I'm 100% happy, and obviously wait for the colouring books. I've got to sort of use it as like constructive rather than be frustrated about it. But yeah, my manufacturers said it was going to arrive at the end of last week. It's now Thursday and they're still not here, and I still haven't got the shipping notification, and I emailed them and they said, oh, we've had some manufacturing errors, and I'm like, right, okay. At this point with deliveries being like they are, it didn't surprise me, so whatever. I just sat at my desk and it turns out that I've actually upgraded my, well, not upgraded, updated my Adobe software. I'm that person that when something asks me to update it, I always say, remind me tomorrow, and then tomorrow never comes. Turns out I've got the 2022 version of Illustrator and Photoshop and everything now, which is quite cool. I mean, what do we get? 3D effects, 3D substance, 3D materials, learning the app, share for commenting, link cloud. Oh my god, this is the game changer. Auto activate missing fonts. Yes, this is something that frustrates me every single day. So I'm happy about that. Cool. I'm alright with this. Oh, I can't show you the bottom of my screen. There's more designs for Hannah down there. So let me just open these. So these are the final designs that Rhiannon went for, and I actually love them. So I did the digital portrait. It's been so long since I've done one of these, but it was actually so fun. So yeah, obviously if you want one, email me, all that jazz, and we'll sort it out. But I mean, it's not coming up on camera very well, but this dog, the features, I went to town like doing all these features. I mean, you can see when I'm scrolling over it all the different paths, but I just think it worked out so cute. So then we were trying to find a cool background to use. In fact, let me show you the one that I originally sent to her. Pausing the video for a second to talk about this week's vlog sponsor, Envato Elements. Now, if you've watched my tutorials in the past, or basically anything. I talk about Envato elements a lot. I use them pretty much on a daily basis at this point. I wish I had found them sooner. So Envato Elements is a website where you can find millions of assets for your design projects. So for me, I use a lot of their graphics, so backgrounds, patterns, vectors. You can also find on there like templates, so wedding invite templates, Instagram story templates. They also have loads of stock photos on there. I just cannot rave about them enough. I use them on pretty much every single one of my products. Before I found Envato, I'd spend hours and hours and hours trailing different websites trying to find what I wanted, and the prices were always super high and it very quickly racked up, whereas with Envato they're all in one site and there's just a monthly subscription fee, which is great because it means I know how much I'm going to spend each month. No matter how many elements I download, that fee is always the same, which is great. So yeah, I'll insert a few clips of me using Envato in the past. I love it a lot. I've raved about it a lot. I tell all my design friends to check it out. I think it's well worth the money. But yeah, shout out to Envato for sponsoring this video. Let me know if you try Envato. I'll be sure to leave a link in the description and let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much, Envato, for reaching out and supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it because I'm a very big fangirl. Alright, back to the video. These were the first ones I sent. So she wanted a YouTube banner and an icon of herself, like a drawing of herself. So she said she really liked some colours I used in a previous video, so I sort of grabbed those colours. The feedback was it was too busy, and I did get that vibe. I needed to sort of gauge how much, I don't know, obviously it was just busy, basically. And these backgrounds I actually found on Envato, so you'll see I used two different backgrounds. This is the first one, and then I found a more simplistic one. I went back to the drawing board and sent this one. So this is very similar to the final design. I send like a questionnaire thing to like prospective clients for them to send me ideas of what they like, which I'll show you in a second. And a lot of what she sent me background wise were like free flowing and lines and just like fun. She said she wanted bright and colourful. So the feedback on this one was, can we add more pink to it? So then we went back. Oh, and I probably should say, this is like a guideline. So on YouTube, depending on what you're viewing it on, whether it's your phone, your iPad, your TV, it depends on how much of the banner is shown. So these blue lines are what, like, or where it gets cropped. So I can't take any of the most important information out of this like inside rectangle. And then the final colours were this. And it actually looks so cute. Let me just put my head in the way of the sun. And when you look back to the questionnaire, which I'll show you in a second, you can see that it sort of brings together all the ideas that she had. So the questionnaire, it's something that I've done for a few years now, and I think over Christmas and the beginning of next year I want to sort of tweak it and like refine it a little bit so it gives me every single bit of information that I need. But basically it's literally on like Google, what even is it called? Google Forms? Yeah, Google Forms. And I've set up a template that asks certain questions and it stores all their answers on my Google Drive. So per client that I've had, they have their own like collection of information, and it really helps me visualize what people like. I'll ask people to go on Pinterest or Google and just Google things that have caught their eye, so then generally I can sort of like merge all those like inspiration photos together and come up with what it is they actually want. Because a lot of the time the job of a graphic designer is sort of translating what people want when they're not quite sure yet what they want themselves. I don't know if that makes any sense. I have showed this on my videos before, but I thought it's quite valuable to show you again. So what's the deadline? No set deadline. Name of your business. Tell me a little bit about your business. What's the purpose of your logo and where will it be? Tell me everything you can about the people who will be using your products. And finding the audience age is really interesting. It's good to know that. Who are your competitors? So then I can look at the people who are in the same field as her. What do you like? Now this is what she sent me, things she's seen and likes the look of. So there's that, which obviously, you know, I mentioned about the curves and the sort of fun graphics. There's a little bit of a theme. So I think she sent me like that one as well. So I sort of got the vibe. Yeah, they all sort of told their own story. And yeah, so having these files is usually the most important bit. Obviously she wants the portrait, so I made sure to put the portrait on the left like she wanted, and then I got a dog photo. Very happy about it. So yeah, that's the process. Thank you, Rhiannon, for trusting me with your design. If anyone else wants one, like I said, just pop me an email. Now I'm going to just do some admin, because at the minute that feels like what my life entails. I need to sort my car insurance out, I need to do some admin, I need to do some Christmas shopping, and then I actually am going to do some work. So wish me luck. Oh, a little boy's coming. Say hello. Alright. He's a very sleepy boy this morning. Many hours have passed and I think I've worked myself out for the day. No, that doesn't make sense. I've done all the work I can face today. Sorted my car insurance out, very happy about it. Answered all my emails, done all the admin, replied to comments, like all the stuff that needed to be done is done. There's stuff that I would have liked to carry on and do, but my brain's just not in it. I'm gonna give myself a break. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna end the vlog here, because I feel like at this point I'll just be vlogging for the sake of it. So yes, thank you very much to Envato for sponsoring this video. I've mentioned them a lot in loads of videos in the past, so being able to work with them is amazing. I honestly swear by them. They're incredible. All my design pals need to have it. So yeah, thanks for watching the vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope the shop update thing is alright with you. Like I said, any feedback let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for another one. Bye!